Okay, so let's dive into this. The Big Bang Theory. It's pretty much the accepted story for, how everything started.
Right, the standard model.
But what if?
Yeah.
What if that scientific beginning actually has roots in something way, way older, like ancient texts older?
That's the really provocative idea we're exploring today. The sources you sent over suggest maybe the Big Bang is reflecting Genesis. Specifically, let there be light.
Exactly. It's kind of mind-bending. Our mission for this deep dive is to look at these surprising links. Could modern cosmology, maybe unconsciously, be echoing these ancient theological narratives?
It feels counterintuitive, doesn't it? Science echoing theology.
Totally. Like science is translating theology into physics without even realizing it.
So let's focus on that specific phrase, let there be light. Genesis 1.3.
Yeah.
The sources propose this fascinating layered order in Genesis. It starts apparently with thought.
Thought.
Yes, thought, which then becomes a word, like a command. That word creates vibration.
Vibration.
Which then manifests as energy and then as light. And that light leads to the universe we actually see.
Huh. So light, in that context, isn't just photons. It's more like the first thing that appears. The separation between, pure being and what we perceive.
Precisely. It's presented as the first illusion, maybe, the first separation.
Wow.
And this is where the parallels with the Big Bang get really interesting, potentially.
How so?
Well, think about the Big Bang. After that initial singularity, that super dense point,
Right before the expansion?
there's that first burst of photons, that initial release of light. It's hard not to see a connection to let there be light.
Okay, I see that. What about the word?
Well, the idea of God's word, or logos in some traditions, you could metaphorically link that to the singularity itself, the origin point, and the expansion that followed.
And Genesis talks about separating light from darkness.
Exactly.
Okay.
And cosmologically, you have the rapid inflation period and then the universe cooling down.
Right.
Well, it's an echo, perhaps.
In the cosmic microwave background radiation, that afterglow scientists can still detect.
You could see that as a modern scientific signature of that primordial light, couldn't you? It makes you wonder.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder about the foundations. If these parallels are there, what does it mean for how we think about science?
One source mentions what it terms a Luciferian thinker's model within this interpretation of Genesis, this idea of thought preceding light.
Okay, what does that imply?
It suggests consciousness or some form of knowing might be the fundamental reality, that the physical universe isn't the base layer, but maybe a projection, an illusion almost.
Whoa, that definitely challenges the purely materialist view, doesn't it?
It does.
Because if our best scientific theories are, even accidentally, shaped by these ancient religious metaphors, is science truly neutral?
Or is it, as you suggested, translating theology into equations? It's a huge question.
So if the Big Bang is like an echo of a divine word, a command for light, where does that leave the ultimate origin?
Well, the suggestion in some of these materials is to look inward, beyond the light.
Beyond light.
Beyond light, beyond energy, maybe even beyond thought itself. Back to the source before the word was spoken.
So the light, both in Genesis and maybe the Big Bang, it's like a curtain.
Exactly. A veil. The first thing we see, but not the absolute beginning.
Implying something formless, timeless,
Hmm.
an awareness before anything manifested.
That seems to be the direction it points. An awareness before separation, before light itself.
Okay, so summing this up, the core idea here is this potentially deep, maybe even unconscious link between ancient creation myths and our most modern science.
It's a startling possibility.
Absolutely, and it leaves us and you listening with something pretty profound to think about.
Indeed. If our scientific grasp of the universe really starts with light emerging from, well, darkness,
Right.
what lies in that darkness? What was before the first spark?
Both scientifically, before the singularity as we understand it, and philosophically.
Exactly. What kind of awareness, if any, could possibly exist before even the concept of light?